My name is Bellenger, and I'm going to be doing an informative speech on travel in New Zealand today. New Zealand is a land that's rich in culture, and one of their traditions is that Maori, the Polynesian god, actually fished the North Island up from the Pacific Ocean, and that the southern island is his canoe. And this is just one of many interesting things about the culture of New Zealand. New Zealand is a beautiful land, and it's rich in culture, and it is full of adventure. I've always wanted to travel there, so I'm excited to talk today about New Zealand. We're going to start off with geography and climate. New Zealand is a country made up of two islands, the northern and the southern island. It's in the Pacific Ocean, and it has lots of really cool landforms like fjords and glaciers and lakes and volcanoes. And later we'll talk about those things in regards to adventure, but it's just a cool geography and layout of the land. It's a subtropical climate, so it has opposite seasons of what we know here in the U.S. So its coldest months are in June and July, and its hottest months are in January and February. And there is not very much rainfall except for in the winter, and there's very little snowfall except for in the higher altitudes and on top of the mountains. That climate information was from Witeria.com. So the noteworthy landforms that we were talking about, one of them is the Southern Alps. It's in the southern island, and they're the highest, longest, and most glaciated mountains in the southern hemisphere. So that's pretty cool, and really, really beautiful views from there. Another thing that's really interesting about those mountains is that they have some cool flora and fauna. Like most of their flowers are white in color, and there are some interesting animals like large carnivorous snails. So that's really interesting and cool. Another one of the noteworthy landforms is Lake Taupo, and it is this huge lake that's just beautiful. And it's actually called Nature's Ultimate Playground by New Zealanders. So Lake Taupo is the skydiving capital of the world, but it's also home to places like Haka waterfalls, and there are Maori rock carvings that you can go see. So that just kind of brings us into the culture and things. You can find more information about that at tierra.government.newzealand, and also at greatlaketaupo.com. Next, we are going to talk about the culture in New Zealand. So their history, they were hunters and gatherers starting out, and the Maori people first colonized New Zealand. Well, not colonized. So they have a colonial heritage, and like the British people took over in 1822. But later, after World War II, they began to see the U.S. as their protector, and they signed CETO, which was a treaty organization, and were like affiliated with the U.S. Even though they're still part of the British Commonwealth. Their culture is really rich in traditions and legends, and they are people that love the outdoors, and they love seafood and wines and fruits. Another interesting thing about them, they do have their own language, the Maori language, and it is said to be in a revival right now, which is great that they're coming back to their roots and things like that. Also, the Anglican Church is the most influential religion in New Zealand. As you can see by this flag and the coat of arms on this presentation, they have a flag and coat of arms that are very symbolic about their location in the Pacific Ocean and about their past as hunters and gatherers and things like that. So there's like blue on the flag and stars symbolizing like the islands and things like that. Now we are going to switch gears and talk about all the adventure in New Zealand, which is what I love. So there's some really beautiful pictures on here of New Zealand and of the different things that you can do in New Zealand. Like I said earlier, Maori people love the outdoors, so they have a lot of opportunities for mountain biking and backpacking. They actually invented bungee jumping, so if you're looking for more of an adrenaline rush, then that's something that's great to do in New Zealand. Also, hot air ballooning is something that I would love to do in New Zealand because it would be so beautiful. Also, there's tons of water activities like kayaking and sailing. You can even go whale watching or swim with dolphins, and they even have penguins in New Zealand. Cool. And that is why I think it'd just be so fun to visit New Zealand for all of the adventures, but also because it's so rich in culture that you can just learn so much about different people. But I hope this speech has encouraged you to go visit New Zealand. If you want any more information, a great place to go is newzealand.com for all this information and more. Thank you.